Hey, what's up? It's Comic95 the Savior, and this is a continuation in my series on Is It Love? And for this video, I want to talk about how or why not all dates are really dates. So I see a lot of girls in my comment sections as well as other places on the internet bragging about, their experience with dating, etc., or even girls like asking me for help that think and equate the amount of dates they've gone on with potentials of people that will actually date them seriously and or marry them. So as you know how this series goes, I'm not going to spend forever talking. I try to keep the videos as short as possible. If you want to go into more detail, you can leave a comment, send me a message, and I'll make another video or go into more detail in the next part. But I want to try to keep this as short as possible. So long story short, a guy going on a date with you doesn't mean that he sees you as wifey material or that you're actually his type. A lot of guys just want to experiment having sex with different girls. So for example, you might be thinking like, oh, okay, I'm having no problem dating in Japan and I am a 6'2" girl. Or I am, a really big girl, or I'm a really flat girl, or whatever the case might be. And I'm just going to keep it like 100 with you, like not trying to body shame people, make people feel bad about themselves, etc. I am not perfect. I am not a lot of people's type. I know that. So that is not what the purpose in this video is, but rather to say you have to remember that someone being willing to date you and sleep with you is completely different from somebody willing to marry you. For example, most guys will get turned on by the thought of a girl twerking on their dick. However, those same girls that they see at the strip club, they wouldn't necessarily want to put a ring on that girl's finger. You've all heard the saying that can't turn a hoe into a housewife type thing, etc. Okay, same thing goes with anybody doing any type of sex work, prostitution, whatever you want to call it. With all of that stuff said and done, yes, men use these services. Yes, men do enjoy and like sex. But at the end of the day, most men would not want to marry or date somebody that has an OnlyFans, that does that and the other. You can find people that have done it. You can find people that do. You can find people that do not care. But at the end of the day, the majority of men would not want a wife like that. And the ones that do, it's normally somebody that's either A, already filthy rich and thus they don't care. They want to pay for, top of the line porn star quality sex, and or two, some low life sleazy fat short ugly hairy just nasty looking guy that's probably not your type. And with that said, yeah, sure, you can always find exceptions to every rule, but is it what you really want? So with that said, let's put it in reverse and play this with you. Yes, you can find men that will date you regardless of how big you are, regardless of how fat you are, regardless of how tall, short, whatever you are, how dark your skin is, how, ugly your face is, how masculine you look. There are a lot of girls here that got some really strong masculine features where it's like, it literally looks like a man with a wig on. It's like, oh, you're a girl? So with that said, yeah, there are people that will date you just for the fun of it, but it doesn't mean they would actually consider marrying you, bringing you home to mom and dad. And even if you meet their parents, they don't have any intention in legitimately marrying you. And for those of you that have gotten married, etc., as I've said before, getting married is not the end all thing. There are tons of foreign women here, Japanese girls too, but I'm talking about us foreign ladies, what my channel is for, that have gotten married here in Japan and their husband is a serial cheater, cheating on them every single week. Random girls, and these girls probably have an STD for all they know. Or if their man is playing it safe, you might be using a condom, and it's probably why you haven't gotten anything yet. But he might have a baby on you, anything else. You have no idea what's going on. So getting married doesn't mean anything. And beyond that, let's be realistic. Most of you ain't finna get that ring. And the reason being is, the guy that you're talking to, he's experimenting with you. Yeah, he doesn't mind having sex with fat girls because he likes big breasts. But is he gonna actually marry a big bitch? No. Yeah, he doesn't mind having sex with that 6 foot tall Norwegian chick, but is he going to really marry a girl that's a full foot taller than him? Ask yourself that. At the end of the day, I'm not going to backtrack on my videos. There's a guy for everyone. There's men that like everything, everyone, and that would legitimately wife you. But the reality is, if you really consider the men that would date you seriously, as in not just buy you some breadsticks and a bowl of ramen and try to fuck you, but the guys that will actually date you with the intention to marry you, put a ring on your finger, provide for you. And I'm not talking about the low-life Yakuza, dyed blonde hair guys with tattoos and exotic piercings that ain't got no salaryman job. I'm not talking about them bum low-life men. I'm talking about real professional men that will actually take you home and make you a wife. If that is not the end of the relationship, if that's not where the goal he's headed in, you're not really dating guys. You're being played by them. Sure, they'll buy you something to eat in exchange for cheap sex, basically. That's easy to get. But if you're not the type of that guy, he ain't gonna actually make you his wife, girl. So yeah, don't confuse a guy being willing to talk to you, a guy being willing, you know, to date you, flirt with you, have sex with you being his type. Like I said, there's a lot of guys that say, oh, I like chubby girls, I like whatever. But okay, would you actually marry a chubby girl? No. But what they will do is they'll play around with you, they'll have sex with you, they'll sleep with you, they'll buy you dinner, they'll even buy you yakiniku. They don't care. It's much cheaper to pay $50, $100 for you to have as much time as they want with you, because here you are, you begging for his dick, you want him again, instead of paying the $300, $400, $500, $600 for that escort. So keep in mind, again, guys that you date do not equal guys that are serious about you. Most men most certainly do not like really tall girls. Most men most certainly do not like really big girls. That's that. There's a difference between being chubby and being obese. There's a difference between being a little bit tall and being very, very tall. There's things that we can't change about ourselves. There's things that we are. For example, you can't change your height, but you most certainly can lose weight. Every guy has his own taste. And again, like I said, do not confuse a guy saying, oh, I like tall girls, or I like girls with big breasts or whatever, or I like chubby girls, whatever. He likes those things to experiment. He likes those things for fun, especially with a foreign girl. But he does not want to marry somebody with your body type. I'm saying how it is. It sounds hurtful, it's harsh, but it's the truth. So I can even say for myself, I've had to learn that. I've had guys most certainly several times where it's like, it's very obvious this person is dating me because they want to experiment with me. They like my body, but they would never consider seriously marrying a foreigner. One of the biggest giveaways that your relationship is based around sex, like I said, is if it always ends with it. That's what he's looking forward to on your dates. And if you can't have it, he doesn't want to see you. That's a huge red flag right there. So that, and if the person does not speak an ounce of English. If he cannot speak English and you guys are having to use your phones to communicate, etc., it's not going to last. He's not going to marry you. And if he does marry you, it's going to end in divorce. You're not going to be able to keep up that relationship. So do what you want. Just don't say that nobody warned you. I told you first here. If he's serious about you, he is going to make it obvious. It will be known. Your relationship will not be based around you guys sleeping together. It will not be based around you get a meal first and then you have sex. You might be thinking that you're enjoying yourself and that you don't mind and you're having fun, but girl, you're getting played. And ask yourself this: would you be okay with a black or white guy or Hispanic guy or another Asian guy if you're an Asian girl in your home country doing that to you? More than likely, you would not. You would break up and end it. But some of you girls are busy being clowns and you're just too satisfied to get some Japanese dick that you've convinced yourself, oh, it's okay, I'm having fun. Well, if he's using me, I'm using him too. Girl, no you not. Insert clown face emoji. You know damn well you finna be crying after you done posting that comment to me. So do what you want to, just don't say I didn't warn you first. I didn't warn you first. Again, like I said, a guy dating you does not mean that he's dating you seriously. A guy paying for a meal does not mean that he loves you and that you're really his girlfriend. A guy having sex with you doesn't mean that you're really his type. A guy saying explicitly, oh, I like chubby girls, oh, I like tall girls, it doesn't mean anything. His actions speak louder than words. If he's not treating you like his girlfriend, he's not treating you like his wife, and your basis of your relationship is him touching your body, massaging you, showing off the fact that he has a white girl, showing off the fact that he can speak English to his friends, that's not a real relationship, girl. So do what you want, just don't say I didn't warn you. Again, a guy being able to pull a bunch of guys and saying, yeah, I've dated hundreds of Japanese guys, or yeah, I've dated tons of these guys, so have I, girl. And if I would actually add up all of the men that I've dated, I would most certainly say that more than half of them had no intention of actually marrying me. It was just them playing me, having fun, practicing English, being able to say I dated a black girl, I had sex with a black girl, or them trying to have sex with a black girl, etc. And I think a lot of you girls are falling into that trap too. You think that you're actually guys type and you think that you're actually attractive here because people are going on dates with you. These men are just desperate. They're willing to stick their dick anywhere. And sorry, you're not their type. You want to attract better men? Lose some weight. Can't do anything about your height really, but go after taller men. Go after less attractive men. Whatever. That's life. That's reality. There's men for everybody, but a lot of you girls, you're going after guys that are completely out of your league too. We oftentimes talk about guys being out of our league, but a lot of you girls be chasing after dudes that you know are, just keeping it real, out of your league, significantly more attractive than you are. If you have a fetish and you're willing to settle for any Japanese dick, then I'm not talking to you, because some of you girls got some ugly ass boyfriends and husbands and short ass men. But we ain't getting on that subject. I'm just keeping it real. Date who you want, like who you want. I ain't judging you. I most certainly have had some ugly boyfriends myself who I thought were just the cutest thing in the world. So I'm not here to judge you and throw any shade. I even gave advice before, and I stand by that. That if you want to avoid cheating and having a bad relationship, whatever, like, honestly, ugly dudes are where it's at. They're romantic. They give you time. They give you affection, money, love, everything that you want that these hot host looking guys don't do, because they know that they can easily pull other girls. They find no need to put an effort when girls are busy slobbering over who's going to get to hold his dick last and get the ring on their finger. So with that said, these lifetime bachelors, so to speak, are not the guys you want to go after. But I'm just keeping it real. Generally speaking, if you are a very tall girl, if you are a very big girl, you're going to have to lower your standards if you want to date guys more seriously. And you're going to have to start using your brain more and not thinking with your stomach and thinking with your desperate heart, trying to get any man that will go on a date with you, any man that would do whatever. A lot of you guys are too thirsty over guys. You're too available for them. You jump anytime he throws out his dick, and you just ready to go sleep with him at, any cost, anytime, and you'll pay for dates, and you're okay with him only seeing you once a month or once a week, whatever type stuff. And that's exactly why you're going to forever get played. I've been in your position before. This is not to throw shade at you, make you feel bad, but rather to warn you, don't be stupid like how I was. I'm telling you from my personal experience. So everyone, there's no perfect girl, no matter what she looks like, no matter how short she is, no matter how thin she is, no matter how busty she is, whatever the case is, every guy has his own taste. So what one guy doesn't like, another guy will. But again, this is where things get tricky. A guy liking something, a guy wanting to be with someone that looks a certain way, does not mean he would actually marry somebody that looks that way. There's a lot of men that, even for myself, find me very attractive, but at the end of the day, they would not want to marry a black woman. They would not want to marry a foreigner. It doesn't mean that I'm ugly. It just means that they would not see themselves marrying a foreigner. I can speak for myself. In the US, even here in Japan, I could not see myself marrying somebody that is not from another first world country like myself. Sorry, just keeping it real. I prefer to date black men. But the same thing goes for them. If I were to date a black man, he has to be from the US. I cannot date a black man from another country. The only two countries that I could consider dating another black guy from, or shall I say three, would be Canada, and I would consider the UK, and maybe Australia. I've never met a black Aussie man before. But yeah, with that said, maybe one of y'all can come up in my comments, hey. So you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just my own personal preference, and it's not a matter of me trying to exclude people, make me feel bad, but I gotta be real with myself. I don't feel comfortable dating somebody that doesn't understand my culture, my country, my language, and there's a concern about being used for money and or a visa. Simple as that. So again, I understand things from a Japanese perspective when it comes to that too, but I'm not excusing people playing you, cheating you, lying on you. However, unlike most Japanese people, I will not date somebody that I would not consider marrying. And with that said, a lot of people here will date a girl even if they have no intention of ever marrying you and would never consider being with you. So just be really careful with yourself. Be careful with your body. Do not have sex with everybody that you date. Do not trust every man that says he loves you. Do not be so quick and so open to, take things so far. Like, a lot of you girls start treating guys that you just started dating like he's your husband, and he's not. Being thirsty and desperate like that is what causes guys to think it's okay to abuse and take advantage of you. And it really just reinforces the stereotype that foreigners are easy and that they love sex, because a lot of you guys are literally slobbering over his dick and just waiting for him to call you back and text you, whatever. So don't play yourself, don't fool yourself. You will honestly attract much more better men if you dress nicely, dress professionally in a feminine way. You wear makeup, you take care of your skin, you take care of your body, you lose some weight, etc. I hate to tell you to change yourself, but I'm just keeping it real with you. You will attract better men if you do look better yourself. That's just facts. Same thing goes for myself. I had a major glow up from being a kid to being an adult, and I most certainly have changed the type of guys that I attract now. Instead of me being desperate and wanting a boyfriend and crying and being lonely at work, now I have the option to dodge and diss guys, etc. All types of dudes from all different types and walks of life. Younger men, older men, men from Europe, men from Africa, men from Asia, all different kinds of men who wouldn't give me the time of day when I was 18, 19, 20 years old. Now they're begging on their knees for me. You can do the same thing. Change yourself. You don't have to be somebody that you're not. But why is being fat yourself? It's not healthy. You can't change your height. But maybe you can dress in a way that's more flattering to your body type. Maybe you can go after guys that are closer to your height, whatever the case might be. It sounds shallow, sounds bad, but it's true. So that's it. This video can go on forever. I've already offended you guys enough. That wasn't my purpose, goal, or point. I'm just trying to keep it real with you. There aren't a lot of people that will talk to you blunt and honestly like this. But like I say, if you're going around bragging about how many guys you've dated here and think that you're just the stuff, trust me, you're probably not. I've dated tons of guys here myself too. Probably dated more than you have. And I can be totally honest and real with you. Out of all the guys that I've dated, the majority of them, if not at least I would say about 40 to 50% of these guys probably had no intention of actually being serious with me. They didn't mind the idea of dating me. They didn't mind the idea of, having a cute foreign girl on their arm or being able, to say that they had sex with a black girl, whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not the girl they want to bring home to mom. And the same thing goes for you girls too. Don't be fooled by guys saying he likes chubby girls. A lot of guys saying this, they just want to experience having sex with a fat foreigner that has large breasts, big butt, whatever. Because a lot of guys do have a thing for that. But they're not going to let their fetish overrule who they would actually want to wife at the end of the day. And with that said, you're just being played and used as someone to have easy sex with. Especially if you're one of those super outgoing direct girls that are like blunt about your sexual needs and wants and about when you want to see him, etc. So that's that. Sorry for making this video so long. If you have any more questions about this or any other videos you'd like me to make and talk about on dating here, please leave a comment down below or you can send me an email. Other than that, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, please consider following me on Instagram and Twitter at comic95. You can also add me on Snapchat at comicthesavior and check out my blog at comic95.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll check out my playlist on dating in Japan as well. Hope you watch another video. Bye.